Hello guys. General Hospital, Sam's shocking return and Marco's true parentage revealed. The world of Port Charles has been rocked by one of the most dramatic storylines in recent General Hospital history. In a twist that has left fans stunned, Sam McCall has returned from the dead to save Marco Rios from a dangerous kidnapping situation, only to reveal a family secret that will forever change the dynamics between Sonny Corinthos and the young attorney who has been caught in the crossfire of a brutal mob war. The miracle of Sam's return. After months of mourning what appeared to be the definitive death of beloved character Sam McCall, viewers were shocked to discover that the former con artist turned devoted mother had somehow survived her apparent demise. The revelation comes at a crucial moment when Marco Rios finds himself in mortal danger, having been kidnapped by Sonny Corinthos as part of an escalating conflict with criminal mastermind Jen Sidwell. Sam's survival story unfolds as a carefully orchestrated plan that she put into motion before her supposed death. Having uncovered dangerous information about various Port Charles power players, Sam realized that faking her death was the only way to protect her family while gathering the evidence needed to expose the truth about several key figures in town. The circumstances surrounding her return are as dramatic as anything General Hospital has produced. Sam had been working in the shadows, tracking the movements of both Sonny and Sidwell, when she discovered that Marco was not just an innocent attorney caught between two warring factions, but someone with a much deeper connection to the Corinthos family than anyone realized. Marco's perilous situation. The current storyline began when Sonny, consumed by rage over Sidwell's attacks on his family, decided to strike back by targeting what he believed was Sidwell's most precious asset, his son Marco. The kidnapping was meant to be a calculated move to force Sidwell into submission, but it quickly spiraled into something far more complex when Sam intervened. Marco, who has been romantically involved with Lucas Jones, found himself trapped in a warehouse, desperately calling for help while Jason Morgan stood guard outside. The young attorney had no idea that his capture was part of a larger game of revenge between two powerful men, each willing to sacrifice innocent lives to achieve their goals. Lucas's frantic search for his missing boyfriend added another layer of urgency to the situation. When Marco failed to appear at his mother Natalia's funeral, Lucas knew something was terribly wrong. His confrontation with Jason, warning him that his blood will be on your hands, demonstrated the emotional stakes involved in this dangerous game. The rescue mission. Sam's decision to intervene came from her unique position as someone who had been presumed dead, allowing her to move freely without detection. Having observed the escalating conflict between Sonny and Sidwell, she realized that Marco was in grave danger and that his kidnapping would only lead to more bloodshed in Port Charles. The rescue operation showcased Sam's skills as both a former con artist and a protective mother figure. Using her knowledge of Sonny's operations and her ability to move unseen through Port Charles, Sam managed to locate Marco and orchestrate his escape from the warehouse where he was being held. But the rescue was only the beginning of Sam's mission. As she helped Marco to safety, she realized that the time had come to reveal a truth that would shake the very foundations of both the Corinthos and Sidwell families. The DNA evidence she had been gathering pointed to a shocking revelation about Marco's true parentage. The DNA revelation. The most explosive moment in this storyline comes when Sam reveals to Sonny that Marco is not Sidwell's biological son, but rather Sonny's own flesh and blood. The revelation stems from a brief encounter between Sonny and Natalia nearly 3 decades ago, during a time when both were young and the complexities of their current lives were yet to unfold. According to the evidence Sam uncovered, Natalia had hidden her pregnancy from Sonny and allowed Sidwell to raise Marco as his own son. The reasons for this deception were complex, involving Natalia's desire to protect both Sonny and her unborn child from the dangerous world of organized crime. The DNA results that Sam presents to Sonny are undeniable proof of Marco's true parentage. The testing was conducted secretly, using samples obtained during Marco's captivity, and the results show a clear biological connection between the mob boss and the young attorney who had been caught in the crossfire of his father's war. This revelation recontextualizes everything that has happened in the current storyline. Sonny's kidnapping of Marco was not an attack on Sidwell's family, but rather an unknowing assault on his own son. The irony is not lost on anyone involved, particularly Sam, who understands the complex family dynamics that have shaped Port Charles for decades. Impact on the characters. The revelation of Marco's true parentage has profound implications for all the characters involved. For Sonny, learning that he has another son, one he nearly harmed in his quest for revenge, represents both a blessing and a curse. The mob boss has always been protective of his children, and the knowledge that he unknowingly put Marco in danger weighs heavily on him. Marco's reaction to learning about his biological father is equally complex. Having been raised by Sidwell and having developed his own sense of identity, the young attorney struggles with the knowledge that his entire life has been built on a lie. His relationship with Lucas adds another layer of complexity, as he must now navigate his romantic life while dealing with the shocking truth about his family. Sidwell's response to losing the son he raised as his own promises to be explosive. The criminal mastermind has always been ruthless. But learning that Marco was never truly his child and that his enemy Sonny is the boy's biological father threatens to push him over the edge into complete destruction. The broader implications. Sam's intervention in this situation goes beyond just saving Marco's life. Her actions represent a fundamental shift in the power dynamics of Port Charles, as she emerges from the shadows to actively shape the narrative rather than simply react to events around her. Her survival and return signal that the presumed death of major characters may not be as permanent as viewers once believed. The revelation about Marco's parentage also opens up new storyline possibilities for General Hospital. The show has always thrived on family drama and the complex relationships between parents and children, and this twist provides fresh material for exploring these themes. The relationship between Sonny and his newfound son, the impact on Marco's relationship with Lucas, and Sidwell's quest for revenge all promise to provide compelling drama for months to come. Fan reactions and future storylines. The return of Sam McCall has been met with overwhelming enthusiasm from General Hospital fans who had been devastated by her apparent death. Kelly Monaco's portrayal of the character has been beloved by viewers for over 2 decades, and her return provides closure for many storylines that seemed to end abruptly. The Marco parentage revelation has also generated significant discussion among fans, who appreciate the soap opera's ability to weave complex family connections that span decades. The twist demonstrates General Hospital's commitment to long-term storytelling and character development, showing how past actions continue to influence present events. Next, we will delve into the swirling drama surrounding Willow Tait's potential explosive turnaround against her shady fiancé, Drew Cain. In the ever-twisting world of Port Charles, whispers are growing louder that Willow Tait, still reeling from her recent emotional wounds, might soon unleash a dramatic reversal on her questionable partner, Drew Cain. Picture this: Willow, who has been blindly loyal to Drew, could finally see through his web of deceit, leading to a confrontation that shakes the foundations of their relationship. Fans have long suspected that Drew's charm hides a darker side, and as secrets bubble to the surface, Willow's trust might shatter irreparably. Imagine her piecing together the puzzle of his betrayals, from small manipulations to grand schemes that have upended her life. This isn't just a simple lover's quarrel, it's a potential powder keg where Willow's awakening could redefine her character arc, drawing on her resilient yet fragile history. We've seen her endure cults, family secrets, and personal losses, but this revelation might push her to a breaking point she's never reached before. Let's be real, it's inevitable that Willow will uncover the full extent of Drew's moral failings, and when she does, he'd be wise to watch his back in the shadowy corners of Port Charles. Drew has positioned himself as Willow's savior, almost like a replacement for the charismatic yet controlling figures from her past, such as her time under the influence of the Dawn of Day cult leader Shiloh. She's elevated him to an almost godlike status, showering him with unwavering devotion that he simply doesn't deserve. His constant scheming has left her vulnerable, exploiting her trust at every turn. For instance, it's Drew's underhanded tactics that contributed to Willow losing custody of her beloved children, Amelia and Wiley, plunging her into a devastating emotional spiral that included therapy sessions and moments of utter despair. But the storm is far from over. New layers of betrayal are emerging, forcing Willow to confront choices she never imagined. Envision her late-night reflections in her quiet apartment, replaying conversations, and realizing how Drew's words were laced with lies. Perhaps even consulting with close friends like Sasha or Michael for clarity, only to uncover more painful truths. Things are poised to escalate dramatically as Willow grapples with decisions that could alter everything. Shockingly, Spoilers suggest that Willow herself has been the shadowy figure tormenting young baby Daisy Gilmore, engaging in a calculated campaign of stalking and psychological warfare against Daisy's mother, Sasha Gilmore. This isn't mere jealousy, it's a deep-seated vendetta that echoes Willow's unresolved traumas. By targeting an innocent child and her former flame, McCall Corinthos, Willow demonstrates a capacity for vengeance that rivals the most notorious villains in General Hospital history. Drew, caught in the crosshairs of this unraveling psyche, finds himself in perilous territory. Drawing from her cult indoctrination, where she learned to suppress emotions and follow blindly, Willow's current actions reveal a darker, more unpredictable side. Add in invented scenarios like anonymous notes left at Sasha's door or eerie surveillance from afar, and it paints a picture of Willow's descent into obsession. If she's willing to cross such ethical lines against loved ones, Drew's fate could be sealed in ways that leave fans gasping. As we've observed through her turbulent backstory and ongoing antics, Willow possesses an innate ability for large-scale mischief that could finally deliver the justice Drew has evaded for too long. This turnaround might be the cathartic moment viewers have been craving, where Willow channels her inner strength or perhaps her inner fury to hold him accountable. Think about the ripple effects: family gatherings turn tense, alliances shifting, and perhaps even legal repercussions if Willow decides to expose his deeds publicly. Her past with the cult has equipped her with a unique blend of resilience and ruthlessness, making her a wild card in Port Charles' power plays. Invent a new detail: Harem Willow stumbles upon old journal entries from her cult days, reigniting suppressed memories that fuel her resolve against Drew, transforming her from victim to vigilante. Can you fathom Willow's reaction upon learning that Drew and her own mother, Nina Reeves, engaged in a clandestine affair right under her nose? This betrayal strikes at the heart of family bonds, representing a profound violation that could shatter Willow's world anew. Nina, too, deserves repercussions for her role in this deception, perhaps facing Willow's cold shoulder or a public reckoning at a high society event. Delve deeper: imagine Willow overhearing a hushed conversation or finding incriminating evidence like a misplaced love letter in Drew's belongings, leading to a tearful confrontation in the Quartermain mansion. This isn't just infidelity, it's a layered betrayal involving blood ties, amplifying the emotional stakes. Fans might speculate on Willow's immediate response: urge-fueled arguments, or a calculated plan to dismantle their lives piece by piece. Beyond that, Drew's offenses pile up. He toyed with young wily Corinthos' fragile mind through deceptive games and outright fabrications, scarring the child in ways that therapy might not fully mend. He also stooped to bribing a staff member at a prestigious German clinic, instructing them to falsely claim that McCall had abandoned Willow during her time of need. These acts paint Drew as a master manipulator, using people as pawns in his quest for control. Willow has clung to him like a lifeline amid her storms, but the fall from this pedestal will be steep and unforgiving. Envision her rebuilding her life post-revelation, perhaps seeking solace in unexpected places like a support group for betrayed partners or even rekindling old flames, all while plotting her next move. This dependency means Willow could morph into a figure reminiscent of her notorious twin sister, Nell Benson, shedding her image as the perpetually suffering saint for something far more menacing. Nell's legacy of child kidnappings, manipulations, and deadly schemes looms large, and Willow might tap into that genetic predisposition under duress. Picture her adopting Nell-like tactics: forged documents, anonymous threats, or even a dramatic courtroom showdown to expose Drew. This shift would add thrilling depth to her character, blending vulnerability with vengeance in a way that captivates audiences. Next, we will explore the heartfelt turmoil facing Kai Taylor as he navigates the fallout from his shattered romance with Trina Robinson in the bustling undercurrents of Port Charles. Fresh spoilers from ABC General Hospital suggest that Kai Taylor might be on the verge of a profound life overhaul following the abrupt dissolution of his bond with Trina Robinson. What started as a promising connection has crumbled under the weight of misplaced loyalties, leaving Kai to question his every decision. This isn't just a fleeting heartbreak, it's a catalyst that could propel him toward uncharted territories, far from the familiar streets he's come to know. Imagine Kai wandering the docks at night, the cool breeze mirroring his inner chill as he reflects on how a single choice unraveled everything. We've seen characters like him grapple with identity crises before, but Kai's youth and ambition add a fresh layer. Perhaps he'll draw inspiration from past residents who've fled town for reinvention. like turning to forgotten family ties in distant cities or even exploring hidden talents in politics, and not to his emerging interests. The root of this chaos lies in Kai's unwitting betrayal, which has eroded the fragile trust between him and Trina, turning their love story into a cautionary tale of divided allegiances. Despite his lingering affection, Kai is left reeling from the breakup, his emotions a whirlwind of sorrow and bewilderment. He struggles to grasp how his act of honest revealing sensitive information could be perceived as disloyalty, yet from Trina's perspective, it was a dagger to the heart. Delve deeper into the incident, Kai had overheard a scheme involving Curtis Ashford, who aimed to track down a key witness named Jacinda and bribe her to fabricate a story about Drew Cain voluntarily consuming ketamine, absolving others of blame. Acting on impulse, Kai alerted Drew to this plot, effectively derailing Curtis's efforts and preserving Drew's reputation. But when Kai confessed this to Curtis, the fallout was swift. Curtis warned him that Trina, fiercely protective of her family, would not forgive such interference. Invent a poignant new element. Perhaps Kai, in a moment of vulnerability, left a handwritten note at Trina's doorstep, pleading for understanding, only for it to be torn apart and seen, symbolizing the irreparable rift. The confrontation that sealed their fate was nothing short of explosive, with Trina's pain manifesting in raw and filtered anger that left Kai shattered. She confronted him head-on, her voice echoing through their shared spaces as she declared their relationship over, emphasizing her unyielding priority for family above all else. Trina made it crystal clear that Kai could never be part of that inner circle, a statement that cut deeper than any argument. As he stood there, devastated, she demanded he leave, her eyes filled with a mix of betrayal and finality. This breach feels insurmountable to Trina, all wound too fresh to heal, perhaps exacerbated by her own history of losses and loyalties tested in Port Charles' high-stakes drama. Add a creative twist, envision Kai replaying the scene in his mind during sleepless nights, haunted by what-ifs. Like if he'd confided in Trina first or sought advice from a neutral party such as Portia's wise counsel, which might have altered the outcome and preserved their budding future. Kai Taylor is now mourning the profound loss of his relationship with Trina Robinson, a grief that consumes him and drives him to seek solace in unexpected places. Completely heartbroken, he might turn to Drew Cain, who has surprisingly become a mentor figure, offering a listening ear amid the chaos. Drew, ever the opportunist, would provide encouragement, urging Kai to channel his pain into personal growth and look ahead rather than dwell on the ruins. Despite Kai's desperate pleas for forgiveness, phone calls left unanswered, chance encounters turned cold. Trina remains steadfast, reiterating that she wants no part of him moving forward. This rejection leaves Kai adrift, questioning his path in a town that suddenly feels alien without her. Invent new depth. Perhaps Kai visits a local cafe they once frequented, ordering her favorite drink as a silent tribute, only to be overwhelmed by memories of laughter shared over coffee, highlighting the intimate details of their lost connection and his struggle to let go. In this moment of uncertainty, Drew steps in with a calculated suggestion that could redefine Kai's trajectory. With no ties binding him to Port Charles anymore, especially after the definitive end with Trina, Drew proposes that Kai relocate to Washington, D.C., to pursue an internship at his congressional office. This move isn't just about escape, it's framed as a strategic step for Kai's career, allowing him to gain valuable experience in politics while distancing himself from the heartache. Drew, masterfully manipulating the situation, paints a vivid picture of fresh starts, new city lights, professional networking events, and the chance to build a resume that shines. Of course, this serves Drew's agenda too, positioning Kai as a loyal insider who can relay information back from the capital, keeping tabs on political undercurrents that might affect Port Charles affairs. Add an inventive element. Imagine Drew sharing fabricated success stories of past interns who've risen to prominence, complete with glossy brochures of DC landmarks, to entice Kai further, blending genuine advice with self-serving motives. Following one final persuasive conversation, perhaps over a tense dinner where Drew outlines a bright future complete with job guarantees post-internship, Kai resolves to pack his bags and depart Port Charles for good. Drew assures him of stability, a well-paid position awaiting him, connections to influential figures, and the promise of a life unburdened by past mistakes. Since Trina continues to shut him out, their chapter firmly closed, Kai embraces the change, hoping the move to DC will help him bury the memories of betrayal and lost love. Picture him at the airport, glancing back at the skyline one last time, a mix of excitement and melancholy washing over him as he boards the plane. This relocation could introduce new storylines, like Kai encountering old General Hospital alumni in DC, or stumbling into political scandals that loop back to Port Charles, adding layers of intrigue. What are your thoughts, loyal GH enthusiasts? Do you believe Trina and Kai's romance is irretrievably over, with no hope of reconciliation? Could Drew's influence truly sway Kai to uproot his life for DC? And will Kai ultimately bid farewell to Port Charles, embracing this new chapter? Drop your predictions in the comments. Love hearing from you. Stay tuned for more explosive ABC General Hospital spoilers as Kai's journey unfolds with potential twists that could bring him back or cement his exit. We'll deliver all the sudsy updates right here.